Hello everyone. Well, a little while ago I just got back from seeing Justice League, the latest from DC Center Universe, and overall, I actually think it's a pretty good film. I mean, obviously, I can't really put it on the same pedestal as like say Dark Knight, my favorite film, or like the Marvel movies have been trying to mirror, but overall I found it to be a relatively solid film and experience that was a solid couple hours of fun for me. And I will definitely be not only talking about the film itself, as well as what went on behind the scenes, but also where we go from here, and since with the box office often being a talking point now, as well as the reception critically, a a I'm definitely gonna have to keep an eye on both scenarios since. But before I could do that, let's get into the film itself. Much time has passed since events of Batman vs. Superman in the Man of Steel's absence, and there's been increase in crime and dark forces rising, and it turns out that an ancient being of Steppenwolf is after three mysterious artifacts next to attempt to reshape the world in his image, and it falls to Batman, played by Ben Affleck, and Wonder Woman, played again by Gal Gadot, who who form a team of unique individuals in order to combat this threat. So, I mean, just so you know, there aren't going to be any major spoilers. I mean, given how much they already given away in the advertising, and again, wasn't quite to the extent that Dawn of Justice was last year, but that's, I mean, I actually was able to put together like a similar way of how the events played out based on what I was given. Heck, I mean, the final battle is actually spoiled of all things by a tie-in Lego set. Out of all things, can easily be cut trailer 16 footage or Photoshop a poster, but someone in Denmark probably had to sign off on that toy before it came out to market. That's important right now. In addition to Affleck, Godot, as well as Henry Cavill's appearance as Superman being once again, and not my favorite versions, but still distinct enough for me to appreciate them. We have new players that were set up in Dawn of Justice, including Aquaman, and played by a MMA fighter turned actor Jason Momoa. We have The Flash, the Barry Allen version, played by Ezra Miller, and Victor Stone, the cyborg, played by Ray Fisher. All of these ones the film may not have done like as much of a job as balancing his characters like the Avengers did, but they did do a similar one of making sure each one got the time to shine, as well as set up other potential ones like Green Lantern or Shazam or whoever. I'll just deal with those as it comes. Since I can say Moa was a lot of fun, given how there are jokes at the infamous Super Friends incarnation where of him talking to fish, but apparently he shot that down. It's actually the ocean that does that. And given how he's basically perfect to play like basically Atlantean demigod human form. Or the Flash. I have not seen this TV show he's in yet, but I've got it on my Netflix list, and I heard it's really good. I mean, since he does seem like he's one of the most fun characters in this franchise, most versions. I can tell Miller's got good sense of energy to him, as well as capturing the actor's flawed but fun persona. That's given how he's quite relatable. Given how, and apparently they are going to do Flashpoint for this single hero film, and um, I mean, Cyborg. I was wondering how they're going to do him, but it turns out I actually kind of liked how they were able to handle him him, not just in the design, but also how he's rendered, given how his relationship with his father, played by Joe Horton, who I guess it wasn't the first time that he was involved with machines and potential world ending scenarios. I was referring to him when he was Miles Dyson T2. I had to watch it again sometime. Um, I'm, I mean, he also based a performance off Carrie Payton's voice acting in the 2003 Teen Titans show, and I'm still working on doing retrospective on that. Just making sure to watch all the episodes, so how the details of that's important right now. And as you can imagine, I mean, from a purely technical point of view, the visuals and action are quite impressive. And there's the rub in this case, because it's very well documented that during the research of this film, there was the untimely death of Zack Snyder's daughter, which led to Joss Whedon not only taking over the reshoots as like unit directing, but also gets co-script credit. And even though everything looks relatively consistent from a technical perspective, that's the one flaw with this film that I didn't have as much other people, but I can agree and understand why not everybody was into this one. That's because it's clear to me that when people are just talking, that the styles of Snyder's direction are different from Whedon's. I mean, in sense, and also given how Chris Terrio is writing again, that Goyer apparently has moved on to the projects that I can tell that Zach and Chris wanted a more grounded, somewhat realistic and topical film, and I get if they can understand it's not that different what I would see in the news for obvious reasons. And then Whedon tends to skew more towards, I would say, kind of self-aware but more over the top and fun style. But overall, I think it's actually not as bad as many of us would suggest, and have a solid middle ground between them. And interesting time with him when we had two directors that both worked on films I enjoyed, having been involved with the same production. And I can only understand that at him wanting to maybe take a break from this after what happened with his kid. I mean, I've basically undergone a similar thing because my content on this channel has been significantly different since I've lost people that are close to me, but in a similar and I think doing a lot of these reviews has also not only helped me come to terms with those deaths, but also just seeing how this genre has grown and changed over the years. I mean, did you honestly think I would have spent the last couple of years trying to put together this marathon of all the previous films in each franchise if I did not have some of enthusiasm for them? I mean, it's definitely not in the same category as I have enjoyment for me as Dark Knight and a lot of Marvel fans were, but I actually liked it for what it was, and depending on how this film does over the next few weeks, I will probably be eager to see more in the near future. I mean, since I'm just not pulling any particular levers just yet on it. I mean, since I honestly could go either way to be honest, and it's the same deal with people wanting like this director's cuts with the 50 minutes of extra footage allegedly cut, and I also rather like the music. I mean, Danny Elfman's score is really good. I mean, like, since not only did a good job maintaining the same level of energy that Hans Zimmer and Junkie XL brought to previous films, but also I like the little nods that had the 1989 Batman theme as well as 1978 Superman theme, and his rationale was if other series like Star Wars and James Bond have had music that transcends generations, why not superheroes? I mean, I was in. Even though it's not my favorite superhero film, even film I've seen this year, I still enjoyed it overall, and whatever that DC, whatever DC decides to do in the near future with their movies, I'll probably support it. And even those who don't like them, that's totally fine. Fine, it's And also knows people that really eager to turn into content for their channel or their websites. Right, so it's not rocket science, just simple economics. I mean, if people still go to these movies, they'll keep making them. It's that simple. I mean, because even ones that have gone down this year, like say ones that underperformed outright bombed, and still have some content to get out of them, as it were. I mean, and as for this line about Batman wanting someone to take up his mantle, and Jake Gyllenhaal being considered if Affleck does leave the series after the Batman single film, it'll be interesting to see where that goes, to be honest. So, I'll give this film a very solid 3.5 stars out of 4, and also have a little bit of a reference on coming attractions. Okay, so as per you, so in this case, given how the previews were kind of a mixed bag this time around, I'm not going to go in any particular order. I'm also going to be just focusing on new releases that are in the pipeline. I mean, since, since and Black Panther is probably gonna be my first one of 2018 of new releases. Probably seeing Star Wars again, and since I've already spoken at length how much I like both the trailers before and how much I liked his performance in Civil War. Since and I could definitely say, hey, that's with a lot of the characters returning from the previous movies. I definitely think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Sorry, I'm just trying to keep my train of thought here. I mean, yeah. And and also, there's some other ones I'm not gonna be too into, and who apart from Black Panther, most of it's nothing that I can't avoid, or at the very least, rent just right for the DVD of. Since case in point, Ready Player One. I'm sorry, guys. I read the book a little bit ago. Oh, I did some of the research about it. I even started building my own version of the almanac, but I still don't understand it at all. I mean, and people like my friend Robert in England claim there's some dark moments in the book, but I personally wasn't impressed by it overall. I wasn't disappointed. I'm just more indifferent to it, the whole thing. And when I'm experiencing a death in your culture, instead of going this one, I think I'm probably gonna do like the first one, Indiana Jones movie, because there's new stuff coming out of Disney soon, as well as a retro gaming movie marathon of movies based on retro video games. However, I will at least say it looks better than Rampage does, because it's one thing when you're making a movie out of an arcade game, but I get the impression that a whole lot of people want to be there doing a page because it's quite strange how you have a movie with Scorpion King and the comedian in it, and you make me not want to see it. It also doesn't. That just looks like a lightweight version of Rise of Planet of the Apes or Kong Skull Island to me. So even as someone who likes the arcade game, I think I'm just gonna stay home, play the game on my Game Boy Arcade, a game on PS3, and buy tickets to Troopers 2, which looks like it's gonna be intentionally funny. Yeah. Commuter, and just like one of your typical kind of fluff films with Liam Neeson going after people on a train, because smart money bets on Liam Neeson as a survivor. These other people you never heard of. Toast. The whole meme that it just changed every time, but still one comes like he's trained Batman, he's trained Jedi and Ben Zeus. Not gonna go where you think, I don't believe. And on that note, Greatest Showman, and I like the idea I like Hugh Jackman, but personally, with stuff that's gone on in circus in real life, as well as disaster artists and I'm just looking into the idea that since it's gonna be coming out a little bit after Star Wars, I'm just gonna pass on that one. That I might win the DVD. I mean, it's apparently got the same composer as La La Land, which I have not seen yet, but it was good. I might like it. And overall, I feel that it could be a lot more than is, and since my mother's interested in seeing it. However, I'm just more interested in seeing like a film about how it's like. I also had to read that book as well, and but there's also one horror film that I might be interested in, and that's coming out in April. Here we go. A Quiet Place, main sense. So apparently, John Krasinski, as in Jim from The Office, is making a very creative kind of horror film, but I had to think about it, especially given how it's being produced by Michael Bay's Platinum Dunes, and that's how I feel about the movie just watch overall. Snyder is very much like a more classy Michael Bay, and not as classy as Christopher Nolan, which is consistent with a lot of people think as well. But overall, I could definitely say that I definitely like the film Home that I just saw, and whatever lies ahead for DC films, I'll be looking forward to it. That'll be all for now. If you have seen the movie or plan on going to, what you think about it in the comments or Google Plus page, and I think I was able to actually figure out this thing more than like the algorithm, whether. So I'll just see you all later because I was all in for this.